What's up, Full Ride Nation? Back for another one. How y'all that don't know me? Christopher, former D1 walk-on turned starter. Here to help you guys with your basketball hopes and dreams. Here for your daily motivation. Hey, listen, saw a video today. Actually, it was on Gilbert Arenas' podcast. And they were talking about who's basically, in a nutshell, who's qualified to be a scout in the NBA to scout talent. Because Gilbert was making the argument that if you were, well, he changed the argument in the middle of it. Basically, he said those people that sit behind the bench in those NBA games, or whatever the case is, they weren't good enough to make it. So therefore they're lazy and their opinion on talent shouldn't matter. Then it boiled down to, well, I didn't say that they had to be good. I just said that they couldn't be lazy. But either way, the point is, do you have to have played in the NBA and on top of that had to have been a superstar in order to be able to judge talent? Because his argument is those people were lazy, they didn't work hard, so therefore they aren't capable of making an assessment. And so the problem that I have with that argument within itself is, just because someone played and did not make the NBA or made the NBA and didn't have the career that someone else had, there's a lot of factors that's outside of your control as a player that can make it where you can't be what another player was. And so that's not really a fair argument, because there are a lot of people who did not make it to the NBA who successfully trained their children to play in the NBA. So that's not necessarily a prerequisite to be able to train someone to get to the next level. Because I've personally seen people whose parents did not make it to the NBA, and because they didn't make it, they knew what it actually took to get there, and they were able to coach their children to the NBA. So that's not a prerequisite to get there. Now, my only point of contention is there are people who are out here who don't know one iota about one iota, and they're charging exorbitant prices to teach you how to get to the next level, and they have no clue because they've never been to the next level, never sent anyone to the next level, but yet they're calling themselves expert and charging top dollar. That's a different conversation for a different time. But you don't have to have played in the NBA to be able to coach people, because when I grew up, it was a lot of old school cats that didn't play college. They played only high school, but they were good, and they taught us different things. They taught us how to read screens. They taught us how to play hard. They taught us how to have heart. And some of the stuff we're talking about fundamentally is almost irrelevant if you don't have the heart. One of the main things that we learned growing up playing with the older cats is how to play with heart, how to take hard fouls, how to be disciplined, things of that nature. So I just had to bring that to you because I heard that. And so also with this social media, be careful who you're listening at, even if they're ex-professional athletes, because in this instance, that's a clickbait thing, and that's for entertainment purposes only. That's not real. He doesn't even believe that himself. And so that's why I know it's difficult for you young kids coming up, because you don't know what to believe. You have former NBA players saying stuff that is absolutely not true for entertainment, and here you are just trying to get information to get better, and you go out and say something as ridiculous as what he just said, Gilbert Arenas, but he played in the NBA All-Star, so surely he knows what he's talking about. Yes and no. When it's motivated by money, always check the source. And what I mean by that is, if it's motivated by money, sometimes it's not always the truth. Full Ride Nation, that's it for this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all know the drill. Let's compete.